This week, Zimbabwe's Finance Minister Tendai Biti announced that the economy is on track to grow by 8.1% this year. Joining us now in the studio is Rufaro Zengeni of Interfin Securities. Thanks so much for coming through. Is he overly optimistic? I mean, this reforecast growth from 5.4% to 8%?
We don't think, we believe it's not optimistic. All the estimates of Zimbabwe's GDP from our government, from the IMF, as well as from the private sector, have our GDP inside 5 billion. So when we look at GDP growth, it's coming off a very low base, and the minister is in the process of preparing for the November budget, and he's been involved in an extensive consultative process, and he's had an opportunity to review and refine his forecast, and we think that the new forecast is more realistic.
Okay, there are some conflicting figures though, Rufaro. You know, officially the size of Zimbabwe's GDP is 5 billion, but some people are saying it's as much as 8 billion. We're not counting the informal sector, and we're not counting some additional other structures within the economy. What's your sense?
Well, we believe that because we dollarized recently and we don't have a track record of producing accurate GDP figures, there will always be some controversy surrounding the official numbers. We like to take the more conservative view and rely on the government and the IMF estimates. Right. There are other sectors there are other voices that believe that the figures are significantly understated because of other economic activity. But until we can verify that there is significantly more economic activity than reported, we will rely on the more conservative figures.
All right, the finance minister sees 3 pillars of growth: agriculture, ICT and mining. We know that, you know, the Chamber of Mines also concurs that they think mining growth will be about 33%. What about the other sectors?
Yeah, agriculture will do extremely well because tobacco is rebounding. We saw 130 million kilograms of tobacco sold this year. At our peak, we did more than 250 million kilograms of tobacco. So there's a lot of potential for growth in agriculture led by tobacco. So we think that he's very correct to point to agriculture as an area for growth going forward.
And ICT, I mean, there were some issues around the need to refurbish the infrastructure in Zimbabwe, and the fact that energy supply is intermittent and it's added to the costs of many industrial activities and mining activities as well. How viable is ICT as an investment platform?
ICT, I think the growth there will be driven by the private players, in particular Econet, the listed mobile company. They've aggressively invested in their IT infrastructure. They recently launched a broadband service, which has done extremely well in terms of the take-on. And we believe that they will continue to invest aggressively. They've connected to CCOM. So there are other players as well, like Africom, that are entering that scene. So I think in the private sector, we'll see growth there.
Many investors are very concerned about the program for indigenization and are looking for some clarity on it. Guidelines should be published end of this month. What do you think the government is going to say? What are the indications in Zimbabwe already?
Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of information about the activities in the subsectors that are formulating the new rules and regulations. So we can't really speak to what we expect at the end of the month. But the minister had an opportunity yesterday at a symposium hosted by the Securities Exchange Commission to unpack indigenization and demystify the act. And I think he did very well in terms of allaying some of the fears and rumors about indigenization. And I think that going forward, it's a process that they will be more aggressive about in terms of communicating the issues.
Some of the recommendations is for the government to recognize social credits as a way to offset direct equity in companies. Is the government willing to engage the various stakeholders?
What the government has said is that they are open to dialogue, to consider other ways of arriving at the 51%. They haven't made any commitments at this stage, and we'll have to wait until the end of the month to get a clear view when they release the detailed rules and regulations.
And then in 30 seconds, can you just summarize the Zimbabwean market's performance for us this week? There were some downward trends on the industrial index.
The market was quite bullish last week on the back of renewed foreign interest, and I think that it had to slow down a little bit this week, and we saw a bit of selling coming through, and I think going forward, it will be flat.